Hello NBA fans and welcome back to another episode of the NBA The Week That Was. In today, I'll be recapping my bubble analysis series by analyzing the NBA Finals in which the Los Angeles Lakers came out on top 4-2 against the Miami Heat. I'll be going into what went well for both teams and what are some things we learned from this series and overall how I think this will impact the next season. Let's get right into this episode. The finals this year were quite unique, as all of you guys would know. They were played in a bubble to isolate NBA players from a deadly virus, and it was just different circumstances. No fans, newly constructed courts, and it was just the two teams there, along with some coaches and some media personnel and the families of both the teams. People were arguing that this title shouldn't count. You know, they're like, there's no fans, there's no home court advantage. I would have to disagree. This title should count even more. The players have endured some such tough circumstances to be in the bubble. They're getting tested every day for the coronavirus. They're isolated in a bubble. They were without their families for almost 2 months. They don't have their own crowds to, push them on. Home court advantage is so crucial in the playoffs, and that was non-existent. It was pure basketball, and this really proves which was the best basketball team in the bubble. That's why teams like the Heat, I feel, succeeded. They didn't have to go to Milwaukee to play 4 games, and that's why they easily won that series. They didn't have to go to Boston. These are 2 tough places to play, and then eventually go to Los Angeles, where they did lose, but they did get 2 games on the Lakers. And overall, I think this title should be one of the best titles in NBA history, given the tough circumstances the players had to endure. Now, let's talk about the Lakers and how they won this championship. They won this ring 4-2, and the Miami Heat made them fight for every single win, and they did face some struggles in the losses. In each of their wins, it was defined by their defense. Los Angeles has been a great if not the best defensive team in the league for the whole year, and they showed it in the finals. Their ability to lock down teams and then go on the fast break, getting easy buckets for their big men, but with LeBron facilitating the offense, was just beautiful to watch. They have the ability to play without switching, defense without switching, which is so tough in today's NBA given how fast-paced the game is. They were able to contain Jimmy Butler, except those 2 games, which I'll be mentioning later on. And then they were also able to contain guys like Tyler Hero, who had a tough time getting going in the way like he did in the conference finals. I really feel that the defining factor of this championship for the Lakers was their defense. On nights where LeBron even scored 40 points, the Lakers ended up losing, and that was because they didn't defend with the same intensity and ferocity as they've been doing the whole series. Game 6 was a perfect image of the way the Lakers played defense in this series. They just absolutely locked down Miami. They put all their energy on defense, which would give them easy buckets on offense. That's how I feel is the way basketball should be played. If you give it your all on defense, get turnovers, get blocks, get the ability to go on the fast break, it's easy offense. You don't have to worry about your half-court offense as much as other teams would who are focusing on offense, They aren't able to give as much on the defensive end as they should, which results in losing, and that's how the Lakers won this championship, their defense. However, we can't disregard the play of both the superstars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, on both ends of the court. LeBron was playing all NBA defense, however, Davis really looked like the defensive player of the year. In games 5 and 6, they put him on games 4, 5, and 6. They put Anthony Davis on Jimmy Butler, and you could tell how Jimmy was getting frustrated, except game 5. Game 5 is another story. But game 4 and 6, Davis didn't get in Jimmy's head. He used the ability to lock down Jimmy Butler and guard smaller guys and bigger guys. That's what makes Davis such a great defender. His ability to guard all positions on the court and really succeed in stopping all the players. He is long, he's strong, yet he's also really quick on his feet, which gives him the ability, and he has great footwork, which I think is the best part of his defensive game, his footwork, which gives him the ability to stay in front of smaller players and get blocks, or hold himself in the paint against bigger guys like Bam Adebayo or Kelly Olynyk or Myers Leonard. So the defense, as I said, really defined them. However, offensively, I think the role players really stepped it up. Besides game 5, where Danny Green didn't play well this whole series, but when Danny Green missed that shot, I think otherwise the role players were outstanding in this series for the Lakers. If it wasn't one guy, it was the other guy, whether it was Caruso, Caldwell Pope, Rondo, Kuzma, all these guys stepped up when the others couldn't and always provided that third scoring option. Game 4, it was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. In Game 6, it was a mix of everyone. In Game 6, they ended up going small and had Davis at the center, and guys like Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee were willing to give up their spot in the rotation for the better of the team. The culture of LA was prevalent throughout this whole series. All the players the bench was insane for the Lakers. They were cheering them on after every bucket, always ready to fight. Dwight Howard was standing up for his teammates. Everyone was the Laker Nation. That's what really was a big part of this Lakers victory. The bond between the team and the culture that existed. Both these teams are known for their strong cultures, and Miami showed it as well. However, the Lakers, I feel, because of their veteran experience, really helped them create more of a bond in this team, and which ended up helping them win the championship. LeBron James did win Finals MVP, and I think he deserved it. Offensively, a maestro with his passing and his ability to make clutch shots when it mattered. And while he did pass up that game-winning chance to Danny Green, that was the right basketball play. However, LeBron was dominant throughout this whole series, and despite Jimmy Butler guarding him, he was able to give the Lakers 20 to 30 points every single night, and was a key reason to why the Lakers won this championship. Now let's go over to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat really deserve a lot of credit here. They were the underdogs throughout the whole playoffs. This is the third time, they're the third lowest seed to ever make the NBA Finals. That says a lot. They went up against tough opponents in the Bucks and the Celtics. We can't count out the Pacers either, but they dominated all of those teams, and eventually they came up against too strong of an opponent. However, Jimmy Butler, man, oh my god, he deserves the world for his performances in Game 3 and Game 5, when he just led Miami to willed them all the way. In Game 5, there's a photo of him just balancing on one of these one of those boundaries on the side, so gassed because he'd only sat out 48 seconds. For 48 seconds was the only time he sat out. The rest of the time he was on the court, making effort plays, making all the buckets he needed, getting triple doubles in both those games, 40-point triple doubles. They were arguably some of the greatest finals performances of all time. Not by an underdog, just in general, but by an underdog especially. It goes, I think it's equal to Allen Iverson's Game 1 performance against the Lakers back in 2001. The way he just willed the Miami Heat forward was amazing to watch, and his leadership is finally being appreciated. Teams like Minnesota, Chicago, Philadelphia weren't able to appreciate the way Jimmy Butler led his team because he was too rough or he wasn't a good team player. But in Miami, you can tell he just needed his dogs around him, and he found those guys in Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. It was very unfortunate for the Heat that Dragic went out with injury. He was crucial for them throughout the playoffs, and losing a 20-point scorer can really hurt. When Bam Adebayo went out, they lost the guy who was going to guard Anthony Davis. Myers Leonard, while he is a decent three-point shooter, he is not a defensive center, and they had struggles containing Davis, and you could tell Davis was struggling to create offense when Bam came back. So it was really tough for Miami to endure those injuries, yet they continue to fight, and I really think they'll be here soon. Jimmy Butler's he's only 30, 31. He still has a good 2-3 years left in him. Guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo, they're going to continue getting better and better. They're so young. Miami is going to be back. Trust me. They have a great coach in Spoelstra who really broke down in the press conference after Game 6, which was really tough to watch, given how much he had put into getting the Miami all the way here. However, this series was amazing to watch, given the effort both teams were putting in. You could tell both teams wanted this ring so badly. However, the Lakers' talent in the end and their overall veteran experience and their ability to defend better really helped them win this NBA Finals. And with that, I would like to conclude this video here on the NBA, the week that was. I hope you enjoyed my bubble analysis series and this finals recap video. If you did, please leave a like down below, and if you're new on this channel, subscribe as well. Comment down below how you thought the NBA Finals went. Did you expect the Lakers to win, or did you want the Heat to win? Moving forward, just be ready for some new and unique videos. I really haven't thought of some ideas yet, but there might be some player ranking videos, some tier lists with friends, and predictions for the next NBA season. So be on the lookout for weekly videos from here on out, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode here on the NBA, the week that was. See ya!